side. Okay. Nice.
I haven't seen it in a while. Mary brought it in and it disappeared. Thank Welcome and good morning, everyone. I'm Katie Cartman, the Director of Religious Education here at Emerson Unitarian Universalist Church in Houston, Texas. Our beloved community of faith, reason, and affection welcomes all to grow in mind and spirit as together we build a better world. If you are joining us for the first time this morning, we extend a special welcome to you and invite you to fill out our visitor card so you can receive more information about Emerson and our activities. It's a yellow card in the pew, a link in the YouTube. There was also a sign-in by the door. And I believe I'm getting $5 every time I hold up the yellow card. Again, that's a way to get information and learn more about us. Welcome to all. We are a church in many places. Some of us here in the pews and some joining us on YouTube from home or wherever we might be. And our world is a different one than it was in early 2020. Our worship service has changed accordingly. We're giving people choices in the pews as to distancing between families and whether or not they would like to continue masking. We've put a few offering baskets at the front and back of the sanctuary for those who would like to drop off their offering throughout the service rather than passing the plates. For those of us who are in the sanctuary this morning, let's take a moment to picture the dozens of friends, neighbors, and those we've not met yet who are taking part in this service on YouTube, either right now or later in the week as their schedules allow. This is your official reminder that if you're in the pews, you should take a moment to silence your cell phones, and yes, I will be testing you later. Following the worship service, folks in the pews may head out to the gathering place for snacks and beverages, perhaps heading out to the courtyard if the rain stays away. It's a time for us to chat, and we'll also have social time on Zoom, hosted by Emersonian Marilyn Rambo. A chance for you to gather in smaller groups to discuss the service and what's going on in your lives. And now for our prelude.
Good morning. I'm the Reverend Michelle LaGrave, the interim minister of this congregation, and it is my great joy to welcome all of you to Music Sunday. Since this is the last music service we will have together, I would like to begin by saying a huge thank you to all of our musicians and vocalists, for the choir, for the people who form our little orchestra, Emerson Light Orchestra, we've been calling it, as well as the little pit bands and other forms of music that you've been experiencing this past year, and also to Julia Morsher, who is our beloved director of music. So let's give them all a great big round of applause. It has been my honor to work with all of these musicians this past 3 years in various forms, online and in person, and it is a part of my time here at Emerson that I will absolutely treasure. So thank you for your time and for your effort and for your energy and for your very dedicated spiritual practice. I appreciate all of you. All that we have ever loved and all that we have ever been stands with us on the brink of all that we aspire to create: a deeper peace, a larger love, a more embracing hope, a deeper joy in this life we share. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, wherever you find yourself on your life's journey, whichever your pronouns, whether you love to play music or sing or can't carry a tune and limit your singing to the shower, whether you've walked in or rolled in or dialed in, whomever you love, you are welcome here.
May we open ourselves ever more fully to that eternal mystery which lures us onward toward life and creativity. May we find the courage to live our faith, to speak our truth, and to strive together for a world where freedom abounds and justice truly does roll down like water. May we know the fullness of love without fear and the serenity of peace without turmoil. May we hold one another in the deep and tender places with compassion, and may we grace one another by sharing our own vulnerabilities, being ever mindful of the divinity within that makes soulmates of us all.
The chalice is the container, the space where the musicians and the listeners gather. The oil is the fuel, the hours of practice and the life experiences of everyone in the room. The wick is the instruments and vocal cords through which the music will flow. And the flame is the music which is created as if by magic. When instruments are lifted, the breath is inhaled, and the downbeat is nodded. May this flame ignite the music within us all. Now let us join in all together, congregation and choir, and join in singing our opening hymn, which is number 108, My Life Flows On in Endless Song.
Unitarian Universalism does not have a common single scripture. There's no one book, no one truth that we all turn to. And we believe that people's lived experience is really important, that we each make sense of the world based on what we have lived, what we know deep in our hearts, and yes, what our soul sings. So we're going to have a little bit of audience participation right now. I need to know, what is your jam? What is the song that gets you pumped up and ready to go? When it comes on the radio, you're like, yes, it's going to be a good day. When you are falling asleep at 2 p.m. and you've got another Zoom meeting you need to get on, what song do you play right before you get on that call? Let me know. Body, I want to feel the heat with some. Okay, we shouldn't do too much of that because we're going to get in trouble with copyright violation. And we'll be in a 3-hour service also. Okay, names of other songs that get you jammed.
Obviously, Morsher, Waters of March by Joe Bean.
Waters of March. Okay, what else we got? Ellen.
Be Thou My Vision.
Be Thou My Vision.
Prokofiev Classical Symphony.
Prokofiev Classical Symphony. Okay, you're making me pronounce big words. Okay, what else we got here? Puff the Magic Dragon, yes. Some of these are songs of our childhoods, our adolescence. Oh my gosh, if you guys saw my Sunday morning Get Ready playlist, it is like a tribute to 1988, 1992 easy hip hop. Crocodile Rock. Yeah, we got to get a little Elton John in there. What else? Jump around. Jump, jump, jump up and get down. For those of us who are Packers or University of Wisconsin fans, that's an especially big deal. Anything else we need to get in here right now? Bohemian Rhapsody. My children and I hold that if Bohemian Rhapsody or American Pie come on when you are in the grocery store, you must sing along however many words you remember. And we're getting pretty good at it, and we kind of sort of get looks, but we also get appreciation, so we're going to go with that. Now, let's switch things a little. What is the song you need in your soul on days when life is hard? That thing that you might actually sing quietly to yourself when you're trying to hold it all together. Got any of those? When I breathe in peace. Yeah, our own meditation on breathing by the fantastic Sarah Dan Jones.
Both sides now.
Both sides now. Wow, yes, that is a capsule of time and lived experience that sticks with you, isn't it? What else? Let it be. Those ancient words of wisdom. Ellen? Swimming to the Other Side. I think I know which one you mean, but I can't sing that one off the top of my head. Present we are our grandfather's dreamings. That's We Are, also from our Teal hymnal. Yeah, these songs. It turns out that without really thinking about it, we all have a playlist deep in our souls. Now, I gotta say something to our younger folks. It used to be that if you needed that song, you either had to hold it in your head, or you had to get out your record or your cassette or your CD, or just, hope that by the grace of the universe, it came on the radio when you needed it. Nowadays, we can say, okay, Google, play Bust a Move by Young MC. By the way, you guys did a pretty good job of silencing your phones. I was expecting to get a beep, 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 beep around. Music is something that is always present to us, that can help us get up, can comfort us when we're down, and truly does become the soundtrack of our lives. May we always know that meaning. We're going to do the offering now, and at the end of that music, children and youth who'd like are going to head to class, which is going to start outside my office down the RE Hall.
Giving out of what is our own is a transformative act. As a community of faith, we collect an offering, not for ourselves or even for our congregation, but to give to others as a collective action of our community and as a way to live out our shared values. The International UU Women's Convocation is the Emerson Charitable Outreach recipient for May 2023. This 501c3 nonprofit organization reaches UU women around the world and supports them in their projects to better the lives of women and children. These projects range from food forests for indigenous Guatemalan women, critical services for Ukrainian refugees, COVID relief, and reproductive health training to young women in Kenya. And the remaining 25% of our offering goes to our ongoing commitment to Interfaith Ministries Meals on Wheels, feeding Houston seniors. We have 3 ways to give. You can go to our webpage for online giving, or you can put your offering in our baskets or mail a check back to the church. Please find a comfortable place in your seats and place your feet flat on the floor if you can and if you will, so that you might feel grounded, more connected to the earth which nurtures and sustains us all. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so, and take a deep breath in. As together we enter into a time of meditation followed by silence. Let this be a place of warm and gentle silence, the silence that soothes and comforts the wounded, the silence that yields insights into heart and soul, the silence that calms, the silence that listens, the silence that speaks, the silence that renews. Let this be a place of warm and gentle silence. Amen, and blessed be. For those of you online, we're still figuring out where we're going because this reading is pretty short. A friend of mine who is long a veteran of the United States Navy reminded me of a traditional naval tattoo. 2 words, 8 letters, inked across the fingers of both hands to read the instruction: hold fast. The safe journey of a ship often depends upon the strength and dedication of its crew in holding down or hauling in this line or that. The message is a reminder. It seems to me that the common good of the boat relies on the embodied commitment of all those aboard. I first became a Unitarian Universalist almost 25 years ago, maybe a little more. As I did not grow up in this faith, my arrival to Unitarianism was filled with a mixture of feelings: excitement, relief, amazement that such a religion existed and I had finally found it. Yes, all that was present. But I also felt a bit lost. I loved the worship services at my new church. I loved the sermons. The words I heard in my church resonated deeply with me in a way that had not happened in a long time. This, I knew, was the faith I had been searching for, the faith I yearned for, and I wanted more. Church on Sunday was not enough for me. I wanted a faith life I could engage in on my own and in my own home. The problem was I had grown up in a church in which the Bible was central. Although I understood that there was a way for Unitarian Universalists to engage in Bible study or in theological study, I was not prepared to begin what felt like an enormous endeavor all on my own. I was in a very small church. I didn't know where to turn. I didn't know what took the place of the Bible. I didn't know what to read or where else I could find the words which tug so deeply at my heart on Sunday mornings. I had read a couple of introductory books about Unitarian Universalism, of course, but I still felt confounded about what to read next. If there's no one standard theology, where do you go to read theology? And so I turned to the Unitarian Universalist bookstore and discovered that I could order a single hymnal, which I could buy and keep at home. For years, that hymnal, this hymnal right here, became my Bible. Whenever I yearned for that deeper connection to the Spirit, I would open my hymnal and sit for an hour or maybe even 2 and softly read the words to hymn after hymn after hymn, marking up all of my favorites and returning to them time and time again. Eventually, years later, I headed off to seminary, my well-loved hymnal in tow. There, I learned to study the Bible with both my head and my heart, just as I had longed to do. I learned the history, archaeology, and theology of the Bible, as well as how to read it critically and with some understanding of the Hebrew. Most surprisingly to me, I learned that most of the hymns in my beloved hymnal were actually based on the Bible, liberally interpreted, of course, but that I had indeed already been learning and studying the Bible all those years I sat reading and meditating with my hymnal. Even more importantly, I learned something about the fundamental difference in how UUs approach theology. Many people of faith begin with theology. They begin with the sacred writings of their traditions, and as their lives unfold, they see the theology, the sacred stories of their own tradition reflected in their own lives. We've been talking about this a lot lately here. As UUs, we begin with our lives. We begin with our actual lived experiences, and from these experiences, we build or create our own theologies. And so, one of the ways we do this is through music. It's an important aspect of our lived experiences, of our lived lives. When we participate in a choir, sing in a choir, when we join in an orchestra or jazz band or marching band or whatever it is, especially, but also to some degree when we're out in the congregation and singing hymns, an important part of the experience of this ritual is how the music acts on our physical bodies. That we are standing close enough or sitting close enough to each other to actually feel the physical vibrations from our voices, from the voices of our instruments, from the echoes of drums. And those act on our bodies and become incorporated into our theology. Unitarian Universalist theology, affect theology, is an embodied theology. And music is a critical piece of our embodied theology. These physical vibrations can create a feedback loop between what we might think of as our soul. Our theme today is reflections of our soul with music, yes, or our spirits with the rest of the people with whom we are making music and listening to music, with whatever that is greater than all of us. It's a reflection of our life spirits, of our souls. And it is a healing experience. Most of you knew my service dog, Bella. One of the experiences she had not long before she died was attending a day-long meditation retreat with myself and my spouse over at Unity of Houston. And during that retreat, one of the things they did was a sound bath. This was a big empty room in their pyramid, and they had a gigantic gong. This was not just toning the gong one ring at a time. It was going up and down the gong, echoes overlapping, people laying in front of the gong out on their yoga mats or sitting in chairs. And it went on for quite a long time. It was a sound bath. It was remarkably calming and peaceful and healing, and not just for us humans. When the sound bath ended and I looked over at Bella, she was sprawled out on the floor in the absolutely most relaxed position I have ever seen her. Shortly after that, we did a walking meditation and went out into the meditation garden where Bella continued to relax. After our service today, we will have a remembrance celebration of Bella's life for those of you who would like to join us. And one of the items that will be on the altar is a painting someone from Unity made of Bella in the meditation garden right after she had that sound bath. So take a good look at it when you see it. It's wonderful. This has also happened to me, especially, I grew up playing music, handbells and church choir, singing in the kids' choir, playing clarinet and sax and bassoon in school bands and orchestras and things like that. I haven't done any of that in a long time. But what I remember from it is feeling like the experience was akin to sitting in the heart of God, sitting in the lap of God, sitting in the heart of what we would call now beloved community as we made music together. And some of my most profound spiritual experiences have happened as I participated in a drum circle. I took a music for dance class in college, and the drumming would go on for 45 minutes at a time, an hour, without break. So music can heal us. Music informs our spiritual lives. Music helps to create us in who we are and who we are becoming. And so we live with this physical knowledge, the embodied knowledge that there is more to the life of spirit than we will ever be able to explain with just the rational use of the spoken word. We can find these experiences reflected in music. To paraphrase from one beloved hymn, there is a power to the universe, and she is calling my name. She is calling our names. She is calling us through the power of music. May it be always so. Amen, and blessed be. Now let us rise either in body or spirit and join in singing all together Blue Boat Home, number 1064. We have reached the end of this time for the gathering of memory and for letting the imagination play with future possibilities. We have enjoyed magic, moments, and edified each other. Shall it be concluded then? Or will this adventure, now commenced, continue? Our separate paths converging, meeting, merging in the unending quest for a love more perfect, the joyous struggle for meaning more sufficient, and life more abundant. Is this ending to be an ending, or merely prelude to a new, more glorious beginning? I pose the question. In your hearts lies the answer. Today, there will be social time here out in the gathering place as well as on the Zoom with Marilyn moderating. Lunch Bunch, I understand, is going to Mod Pizza. Is that correct, everybody? Yes, awesome, Mod Pizza, but not quite right away. There will be a few things going on here today. One is that today's adult RE speaker, Margaret Anderson, will be signing her book out in the gathering place. So if you'd like to have that signature, head out there before you go off to Lunch Bunch. Also, we will be having a remembrance ritual for Bella, hopefully out in the courtyard. Can't quite see whether it's still dry or not, or dry enough at least. If the skies open up in the next few minutes, we'll do it inside, but we'll be placing a plaque for her in the memorial garden. And since they have announced it in their slightly earlier worship service this morning already, I can share with you that I will be remaining a Texan for one more year and heading off to Austin. All right, we're out.